Welcome back to another episode of Amazon Australia, the opportunity of a lifetime 2023. I'm Chris Steff, I'm your host, and if you haven't been to the channel before, this channel is all about what is happening in Amazon Australia, how we can find winning products, and how you can launch your first product and become a successful Amazon seller. So if you haven't been following along to the journey, make sure to subscribe to the channel, give us a like button, because then you'll keep up with every single video we drop to help you on your journey. Now, what I want to talk about today is episode 10. We're talking about one of the strategies that we use when finding successful products to sell on Amazon. And this strategy involves using the US marketplace to use their data, use their products, and potentially bring them and launch them in Australia. Now, the US marketplace has been around for 27 years, a lot longer than Australia. Today, right now in Australia, we've only been live for 6 years, but we are growing extremely fast. I read this news article the other day that said while all other online marketplaces were starting to struggle, the Amazon marketplace in 2022 rose by 47%. Now this is pretty crazy, and it just shows the dominance and that there's no slowing down of Amazon Australia. So why we're talking about the US marketplace is because this provides an awesome opportunity for new sellers. If you're maybe struggling to find that visual differentiation, maybe struggling to find that winning product, there's the potential that it is selling in the US. Now, not all products in the US can be sold in Australia because some of them will have patents, some of them will have agreements with their suppliers that they would not distribute them to Australia. But there is a huge opportunity to find something that is not yet being sold and bring it to Australia. Now, you have to make sure all the data points align up and everything works. But this is another way of finding a good idea, or maybe even getting your mind ticking about how you can change your current idea to really dominate the Australian marketplace. So what I want to talk about firstly is the product research side of this. Now within the Conquer ANZ Academy, we have a specifically designed launchpad to find winning products. So what I've got for you here is an example of the first step, which helps eliminate products at an early stage. What we do is we don't want you wasting your time thinking one idea is going to work and then not going through all the steps. So we start with a big list to begin with, and we slowly start to eliminate this. So what you can see in this example is we're aiming to only have one red and the rest green. If the 3 out of 4 are green, that means they're ticking enough boxes, they're ticking enough data-driven decisions to move on to the next step and do a deeper dive into everything else. Now, how America comes into play is that if you find products that are ticking all the right boxes, but aren't yet being sold, this could be a great opportunity. So I'll quickly grab up that demonstration, and I'll show you from some of the data you can see here that the baby bath niche is doing really well in Australia. Now there's awesome opportunity here, and it's ticking all the right boxes. So what you can do now is then go have a look to see what the American niche is doing and see if there's any products that aren't showing there. Now before I get into the demo and show you a few examples, I do just want to remind you that we are looking at one of the steps of the Conquer ANZ Launchpad. There are other steps that include keyword analysis, competition analysis, profitability, and also if the product can be sourced. But this is a great way to visually differentiate and possibly come up with ideas in the future that might actually work and be a really profitable product in Amazon Australia. So alright guys, let's get into the demo. I'm going to show you how I do this. I'm going to show you some comparisons, and then you can get into a little bit more. So what I've done, I've actually taken a screenshot of both the Amazon and also the American ZonGuru data. So this is for the bathtub that we spoke about earlier. If you have a look here, this is the Australian side. You can see the search volumes not as high. The monthly revenue is looking quite good. They're doing some nice sales. And this is the American side. Search volumes out of control. Monthly sales are looking really good. And the average revenue is looking really good as well. Now, what I wanted to touch on this about talking the Amazon Australia is ZonGuru is great for finding other products. It's great for data analysis. And if you want to go check out ZonGuru, there is a link in the bio at the bottom. But what I've seen instantly is that the top seller up here is not being sold in Australia. The next top seller, there is some variations, but is not being sold in Australia. This one does not show up anywhere in any of the Australian listings, and this one here as well. So the top 4 sellers in the US are not being shown anywhere in the Australian marketplace. Now, like I said, this might be because they don't actually have the paperwork to be able to do this. There might be a patent or something. However, I know for a fact that I've actually looked into some of these products for our students, and I know that they actually don't. So this is just one example of a product that is absolutely killing it in the US, or products that are absolutely killing it in the US that haven't been launched in Australia. Now, just to touch on again, Fisher & Price, that's a very well-known brand. But these other ones, I look at these brand names, I check them all out, I come over here, not being launched. Then you go look at the photos. When you're in ZonGuru, when you're in the Australian app, you can then hover over the photos and you can compare. And what you're doing is you're comparing and seeing the differences. Now, these ones are showing different ones. I did have a look over all of them, and they're actually showing like really different attributes that you could then incorporate into your own design that you might already have. This is why we say the US marketplace is awesome, because there's already products that you can see people like, and although the data might not be the same and Australia is slightly different, you have a better understanding on what's working, what attributes are working, and what people are buying. So this is a really useful way to differentiate the product that you might have found is doing well and has low competition, and then find a better product that isn't being launched yet. So everyone, that's it for today's video. I hope you enjoyed the strategy about using potentially US products to come over to the Australian marketplace and set up your first product or your first profitable product in a different way. Now, this is just a technique that we use in our academy, and if you want to learn more about the academy, make sure to go check out my socials. The link is in the bio. But for today, hit that subscribe button if you enjoyed this. Hit that like button because it helps this video get out to more people like yourself, and I'll see you in the next video.